Oh, okay. So, hello everyone, and today is June 2nd, 2000. Actually, one moment. Can somebody mute? It's *6 to mute yourself. Okay, actually, I went ahead and muted the room. So, callers can unmute yourself using *6. Okay, so I'm going to restart this. Hello, everyone. Today is June 2nd, 2016, and welcome to We Are the Solution 128 with Miss Lynn Starr. And tonight, hopefully, my guest will be Lady Tara Kay. She is feeling a little under with the energies right now, and hopefully she'll be calling in a few minutes. But if she does not, we will be saying a wonderful blessing for her and hope that she feels better very soon. So I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. Well, we are part of the Diamond Network, created by Elizabeth Diamond. You can call in to listen to and participate in calls live on Monday nights at 7:30 Central. That's the main call. And Tuesday nights at 7:30, we have Voices from the Alternative World with Dale and Sunny. Wednesday nights at 8:30 Central is the Candy Shop Show with Candy Carroll. And every other Thursday nights, we have Cynthia, Marianne, and Mare to give us some beautiful astrological and spiritual upliftment to help us through these intense energies that many of us are experiencing. And that is certainly true today. And then every other Thursday night, you can catch We Are the Solution 128 with Miss Lynn Starr, where the main focus will be natural and organic healing of mind, body, and spirit. We really appreciate you joining our call, either live or on the YouTube channel. Our live call-in number is 641-715-3836, and you can enter code number 883-267-pound. If you can't make the live show, you can call the recorded playback line at 641-715-3813 and code 883-267-pound, which sounds like it's a different number. Okay, good. Okay, so today we had planned to have Lady Tara Kay to join us to share her numerological insight, but she is not feeling the greatest right now. And one thing that we've all kind of been noticing today and yesterday is that all of us are kind of feeling a bit under the weather, drained energetically or otherwise. So we may make this just a short and sweet call, but if Tara can make it, she'll be calling in about 10 or 15 minutes. So what I'd like to do to go ahead and start the show is I love to start the show with the Law of One prayer. And we do have some wonderful ladies on the call right now. We have Sunny, and we also have my friend Patty. And I would like to invite you gals to come in if you like. Hit *6 and you can unmute. And maybe we can all say the Law of One prayer together.
Hi.
Those wonderful, powerful voices. Is anybody there?
Hi.
I'm here.
Oh,
hi.
okay.
We've got a nice group of women here this evening.
Absolutely. So hello, Sunny, and hello, Patty. Thank you so much for joining tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and start it. We could just say it together, we could just say it together if you don't mind. We all know it pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right. And I'd like to go ahead and call in our angels and guides and all those of the highest good of all concerned to join us in this prayer and intention for the loved one, for all of the world and all of the planet and all of the universe. And we ask to hold that intention in our hearts at all times. So I will go ahead and begin, or hopefully we will all begin. We are all one.
We are all one.
And when one is harmed, all are harmed.
And when one is harmed,
all are harmed.
And when one is helped, all are helped.
And when one is helped,
all are helped.
And therefore, in the name of who I am,
and therefore, in the name of who I am,
and I am one with all that is.
And I
am one with all that is.
I ask that only that which is in the highest good of all concerned happen.
I ask
that only
that is the highest good,
the highest good of all concerned
persons
happen.
And in particular, Lady Tara K.
Lady Tara K.
Lady Tara K.
That she experienced wonderful healing with that's going on for her right now.
Wonderful healing for us. With us.
Thank you. And all of us.
Thank you. And all of us.
Let us
and all that listen.
All flowing through us. All the healing energy flowing through us. And to Tara K. and everyone else that might need it at this time.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And so be it, and so it is.
And so be it, and so it is.
So it is.
All right.
Remember, Misty?
Yes, dear.
Misty and I were doing this yesterday. Was it yesterday or yesterday? On my bed while we were talking. And as long as I can watch her mouth, I can say it at the same time she says it. It was really neat. It comes out the same way. It's a wonderful gift. I've had that gift all my life. As long as I can see somebody else's mouth saying it. But if I just have to hear it and can't see it, it's not quite as good. So, but I was picturing your mouth while I was saying this, because you have the most beautiful angel lips I have ever seen, Misty.
Oh, dear. Thank you, Patty. Thank you. That's very nice. So what we're realizing today is that everybody's kind of feeling drained. Like literally everybody I've spoken with today has said, oh, I'm not feeling good. I'm really tired today. I don't know why. And that's yesterday and today. And how are you feeling, Patty? Can you confirm that for you?
When I got up this morning, my ears were ringing louder than they've ever rang. And it went on most of the day until about 4 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock. I went outside for a while and started watering the yard and doing some stuff out there. And I'm going, this ringing has to go away so I can get on the phone call. So it went away, and I'm fine now.
Oh, yay.
Just feeling a lot of good energies. As you know, I'm dealing with an illness, and I'm feeling that being lifted from me, and that is so beautiful. So thank you.
Wonderful to hear.
Yes, thank you, Patty. How about you, Sunny? How are you doing?
Well, I'll just say that yesterday afternoon I was in town, and I did feel, I felt pretty tired, fatigued, and spaced out, but I kept my focus and got through it okay, but still was very tired. And then in the evening, I started getting a headache. And had a headache through the night and this morning, and I read on Facebook that there are some strong solar storm energies coming in, especially on Saturday. But I guess we're feeling the precursor of all of that. There's some solar wind.
So you think the energies will be more intense?
Well, they might be, but we're probably feeling it coming on, and also I understand that Mars is going back into Scorpio, and so practically the whole month of June. I read this on Facebook as well. I was looking back to see if I could get some of Cynthia's, astrological notations from last Thursday, and I had them, and now I lost them again. This little notebook that I take notes in, so maybe I can get back to those in a little bit. But,
that would be very interesting for sure.
From last Thursday.
Sure. Yeah. So let's see. Why don't we? So what do you do normally, Sunny? Like, if you experience that every time, don't you, or frequently when we have solar flares and energies coming through? Do you do anything specific to help deal with being tired or different things?
Well, I haven't found anything that changes it dramatically, but I just try to meditate and get in my center and, just feel the energies move. I try to feel the energies move, and I haven't eaten very much today, and I do have a health issue that I'm dealing with that about with my digestive system, but I have been so I'm very much aware of what's going on in that part of my body, and I feel that the energies have a effect on that as well, what energies are going on. So I just stay in my center and stay in a sort of a meditative state, even though somebody was here earlier today, and be aware of what's going on and try to be relaxed, and sooner or later it'll move through and it'll feel better after a while. So that's about it. That's about what I do. I'm looking at my notes right now, which the new moon is June 4th. So that's that's a strong energy as well on Saturday. According to Cynthia, what Cynthia said.
Oh boy. Well, hopefully some of us are feeling the brunt of it first. We'll already get through it, maybe. How about you, Patty? Do you have any things that you like to do to help when you're feeling the energies such as today and that help you? What?
I had myself muted. I'm just trying to stay calm. I feel really good. I feel in a really humorous mood. I've been watching funny stuff on YouTube about, how we really haven't had a president since Ronald Reagan, and just, stuff about Obama that is, I don't know, particularly funny to me. I don't know whether it's real or not, but I'm having a ball watching all this because it's all about fakery.
Yeah.
And everything is phony and fake. So I'm just watching and not getting upset anymore. Because I do. Being a Gemini, I go from real nice and sweet to homicidal killer in half a second. Sometimes. Right? I can kill with my words, let's say. And I have learned to put a leash around my tongue.
You have?
Yes. Haven't I?
Well,
it's an interesting picture. I'm seeing it right now, a little leash around your tongue. Hanging on.
It is, Shirley. Yeah, well, I can say that I'm definitely feeling energies today the way I feel them. I've felt them all day. I've been exhausted. Well, this is the other thing. Almost everybody I spoke with today couldn't sleep last night for some reason or had difficulty sleeping. How did you gals sleep last night?
I slept, but I have vivid dreams. I don't feel like I don't wake up in the morning feeling that rested. Of course, that's been going on for me for a while. There was something else I wanted to mention, and that's what helps me is staying with my inspiration and also music. Music helps me a lot.
Mhm.
So that's
yes.
very much.
Music is where it's at, definitely these days. I need to listen to more. Thank you for reminding me of that. To write that down.
Subject's been really up for us lately. We've been talking about it on the Diamond Network on other shows.
Really?
Well, we did a week ago Tuesday. We did a show about music, and of course Elizabeth's been talking about Prince and meeting Prince, and not meeting him, but being at the memorial service and just being real inspired by all that. So we've been discussing the healing powers of music quite a bit. We're going to have the third Tuesday show is going to be about music. That's going to be more or less the format that Dale has wanted to have a certain subject matter for each week, and I guess that's a good idea, so we can really have a focus and not wonder what we're going to be doing. But then we have to know what we're going to be doing within that focus. And anyway, the music thing is definitely happening energy, and it certainly can uplift very much, unless it's a negative type of music, which we certainly, are not focusing on that. But
Sunny, you're kind of, Patty, I don't know if you can hear it. Is she kind of jittery on your end?
Oh, okay. Well, is it the reception that's not coming in very well? Can you hear me well?
That may be what it was.
Okay. I'll try to speak more clearly.
Yep, it's better if you speak a little, clearly and up. Well, I don't know. Would somebody like to, Sunny, do you feel like picking a card? I have my cards here. Do you feel like maybe you can be the bringer in of the card and I'll read it, and maybe we can talk about that, what maybe it means for today? Okay.
Would you like me to bring in a number? Is that what you're saying?
Bring in a number.
All right. Let's see now what pops in. There's a few things that pop in. How about 42?
42. Okay.
And I think I was making the noise. I was walking around with my phone on mute. So I'm sitting quietly now.
Oh, we got love.
The love
the
card?
water element cup, 2, love.
Oh, well, that's really good.
Most definitely. Okay, I love this card. The traditional card is the 2 of Cups, and the key words are love, harmony, and kindred soul.
Lovely.
Oh, surely. The lion, merged with the bright sun, dominates the sky and dips down into the waters of the ocean. The sun represents spiritual power, strength, and courage, all necessary ingredients to making changes and creating desirable situations. In order to be able to accomplish this creating, the initiate must fully understand how to correctly combine spiritual power, the sun, spirit, co-creating strength of God with the creative matrix, ocean, abyss, emotions, womb of the goddess. Using wisdom, timing, courage of conviction, and strength of will, the initiate is shifting into the dolphin form, a creature symbolizing the active seed forms, releasing negative emotions back into the creative matrix. The initiate is setting the stage to freely create positive emotions. Drawing on harmony and balance of the watery abyss, the initiate dolphin leaps for joy, knowing that she or he has moved into a time of balance between the spiritual and the physical, a place where all things become possible. The harsh, rugged cliffs of hard times lie behind. Messengers, birds from spirit rise into the golden air, representing the free flow of messages from the deities to the initiate. The wings of enlightenment and spiritual thought are repeated in the fins of the frolicking dolphins. Being at one with the goddess and the god fills the initiate with joy and blessed harmony. Well, that was the description, and it is a beautiful card because we've got the dolphin and a woman riding the dolphin and dolphins behind and seagulls and a lion, and it's one of my very favorite cards. So now let's check the prophecy on that. A time of balance and harmony is achieved after difficult times. You are at peace with yourself and others, subconsciously preparing for positive changes to come into your life. Your desire for a companion or friend, a kindred soul, is close to being fulfilled.
Well, it's certainly a beautiful thing to focus on and believe will happen. It's really a wonderful message.
I think that I hope. I mean, I know for myself, I feel like the roughest times are behind us. It's kind of like it felt like my whole life has been like a training for having to learn how to deal with our emotions and reactions and feelings, and it just kind of feels like it's been a long training, and I do feel like my roughest times are behind me. How about you, Patty? Are you feeling like
it's what this has really taught me is to go inside my own temple. You know, I've had problems. You know, well, maybe you guys don't, but I was raised Catholic, and I got rid of that when I was 6 years old. I was an awakened child even at 3 years old. In fact, maybe even earlier than that. So it's just been the worst, not the worst, but the journey I've been on from the time I was born, and I'm going to be 65 this month. It's like I've lived 20 lifetimes at once. I mean, all these things have happened. I've been tied with, I've been a firefighter. The man I lived with was also did blasting, dynamite, you know. So I see the World Trade Center. I see all this stuff. I know the truth about all this stuff because I have that kind of mind, you know, but you can't. It's hard to tell anybody stuff. One of the things I noticed early on for me was that whenever I would mention the third building, a lot of people would go, "What third building?" You know? And now it's all starting to come out. And I can see exactly what did happen. But breaking down, this is going to break down religion. This is going to break down a lot of things. Structures that we've had that weren't right, that we've been controlled into. And I'm just glad to be breaking free. I don't know. Misty, I've been dealing with liver cancer for 5 years, and they told me I would only live 2.5 years. So right now I'm sitting here going, na 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 na.
still here, and you'll probably continue to be here for a while.
I think so, but it was really scary a couple of months ago when I had to go see the doctors, and he conned me into, oh, maybe we can do a laser treatment on you. And I get there, and I see they give me all this paperwork, and I come home, and I don't have a DVD to play the DVD. So I look up on the internet what this drug is they want to put in me. And I find out it was an Australian drug that was losing money until Big Pharma picked it up. And I'm going, oh, no way am I going to do this one. No. And it said that it would extend my life from anywhere from 7 to 20 months. And then I really got upset because I didn't even know I was dying. And I'm going, what do you mean extend? So it rumpled my feathers good enough to make me realize that if I didn't change my wicked ways, things were going to happen that I didn't want to happen. And I'm doing this for my father. My father died of liver cancer. And I think that if I can cure this in myself, I can heal my whole family of it. I don't know. That's just how I feel. So.
Isn't that just, I feel like that's my whole reason for wanting to better myself and study healing and natural and just my own experiences. But it has been the main reason I have wanted to do that is, oh my gosh, I want to share this with other people, to share with other people. And that's exactly like what you just said. If you can do it for yourself, oh my gosh, then you can do it. And you've already done it. You've already done it. My goodness.
And my whole family is over 7 billion people.
That's right.
Yeah. Everyone on the planet.
Yes, we're doing this one person at a time for everyone.
Absolutely. Have you, now over the years, you've tried some different things for, do you have any, to treat cancer naturally, do you have any favorites or anything that you could comment on?
I love the products that you sell, the Rain and the Soul. The Soul and the Core from Rain International.
And how long have you been, how long have you known about these products? Because actually when I met you, we live in the same kind of city, but when I met you, you had already known about this.
I tried, in 2014, I believe, I tried a box of both, the Soul and the Core. And then it's expensive, so I was unable to order it. So then I ordered a box of Rain from you. And that seemed to help, but wasn't enough. So last month I got both boxes again. And it was like it took the fog away more. And I could see clearer. I also, through that website, got a plug. It's called The Plug. And it's got a Lumarian crystal in it. And you plug it into your wall, and there's no dust in my house now. The bugs are gone. My electric bill is going down. The flies come to the window that are in the house and ask me, please let us out. So I try to let them out. I was supposed to go out to my meter box, and I have the turning meter, and I'm not very good at figuring out how to read that thing. But so I looked underneath. There's a box underneath, and I opened the box underneath, and it was full of yellow jacket nests, but there wasn't a yellow jacket in them. And I'm going, wow, that plug's gone all the way through my house to my power pole. And it was only $37. So, I believe the plug works. I found it on the Hollow Earth Network.
Where did you say you got the plug? From the website?
It's from the Hollow Earth Network. Missy can probably the man's name is Jeffrey, and he didn't know exactly why it worked either. We're just trying them, and it seems to be doing. But this is just for your house. This won't help your neighbors' houses. But we're on our way to making devices that will help our whole neighborhood. I do a phone call on Friday mornings, and the lady that's on there is 76 years old, and she went back to school to learn electronics, and she is building right now a quiche energy device and some of the pens. So it's about us doing it ourselves. You know, I don't think the American government took up. I don't know, but it was offered free to all the governments in the world. So once we get off of this power and can make our own power out of thin air or out of the plasma or whatever we're doing, it's going to be so much better.
Power for and by the people. I think that's back into our hands. That's good. That's a new paradigm.
What an amazing amount of freedom we would have, you know, to not be reliant and dependent on, you know, having to pay for our energy. And I know, like, me personally, like, it's every month is like, oh my goodness, am I going to, you know, make it this month, and trying to keep just the electricity on. And it makes, and I know a lot of people are going through, they're having a lot of financial hardships right now. I almost feel like it's a matter of running the money right out of our system. And so many people are just finding, you know, it's just less and less and less, and they're just learning how to make do with less and less and less, which I think is a very good thing. But a lot of us have had experiences for a long time in being conservative and saving energy and money and being mindful. I know probably, Patty, I know you probably have, and Sunny, what about you? It just feels like some of us will have more experience with it, and just out of necessity over the years. My mom grew up in, you know, she was like a Depression baby. She was born in 1943. So her family taught her how to save and how to, you know, be careful and conserve, and it was always being drilled into our heads, which I'm so appreciative of myself now, because I feel like I can get by without doing a lot of things that people would never think of going without.
I can remember at 8 years old throwing a fit about the fact that human beings had to pay for water. I got so mad at my mom and dad. I said, you go down there to the water company and you tell them that the whole planet deserves water for free. And, of course, my dad was a grade school principal, so he's kind of going, oh, no, here she goes again.
Well, I agree with that. We shouldn't have to pay for water or energy.
No, not at all. And it's just ridiculous, you know. And it's just money. And, my gosh, I've been poor most of my life. And what money I did inherit was all stolen from me, you know. So I'm happy just to be who I am. I know I can live on nothing if I have to. Looking at my neighbor's rose hips right now, thinking, vitamin C.
Yeah. Well, and you have a garden, Patty.
I have raspberries coming on right now. My blackberries are forming, and the soul has blackberry, cumin seed, all kinds of good stuff in it. So I told Misty, well, we'll just eat all this fruit, too.
Oh, definitely. Yes, definitely. Raspberries and berries, you know, they're high in antioxidants, and they're really good for things like anxiety. It's something recommended because when people have anxiety, there's like a diet recommended, the anxiety diet. This is how it was explained to me. by a doctor who I really loved, because he was interested in learning about me and what I do, like how I like to treat myself with various things. And but when I saw him, he was not at all about medications and stuff, just if you really feel you need it. But he's recommending vitamin D. Exercise is really important, which I need to do more of myself, to get those toxins out of the body. I know a lot of people are doing sweats and saunas. Maybe they don't particularly exercise much, but they like to sauna and sweat the toxins out. I have a friend who does, she does wonderful sweats up at her place. It's about an hour and a half from here. She does all women retreat sweat, and she puts together a sweat lodge with teepees, and she learned how to do this from her grandmother. She's Native American.
Wow.
Patty, we need to go to that.
Yeah.
She's planning now.
I'm the one problem I do have, I'm too skinny. I don't want to lose any more weight.
That's my problem too.
And everybody keeps sending me these weight loss programs. I'm going, oh, stop it. I weigh 97 pounds, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I weigh less than that, Betty. And it was because I had two colon surgeries. After that, I dropped about 10 pounds beyond that. So I'm struggling to gain a few more pounds.
Yeah.
What kind of, do you have any high caloric food that you enjoy that, is, that you like? I know for me, I have a hard time sometimes figuring out something to eat, depending on what I have readily available to me. But I do get concerned about, because I know a lot of people are, thin. They're feeling very thin, and it is kind of a struggle to figure out what to eat to keep up, keep up the weight.
Well, I've been eating eggs in the morning, which I didn't used to eat that many eggs, but since the surgeries and all, and they seem to treat my body pretty well, generally. And I take a high protein plant-based supplement in my smoothie. So I am focused on getting those kinds of foods and avocados. I've always loved avocados, and but I don't take to dairy very well. Dairy doesn't treat me very well. Some lactose tolerance. I can't just gouge out on ice cream and stuff like that, But anyway, that's pretty much, what I'm in. Vegetables and sweet potatoes and tahini and, just beans sometimes.
I have to get more into the vegetables because there's too much sugar in the fruits. And with cancer, I shouldn't be. I've got to get more into the vegetables. And I'm thinking about roasting vegetables. I never knew how to cook like that. So,
Me
I'm
neither.
just hungry. It's really nice to eat it raw. I'm just so sick of raspberries now because they had them for 99 cents a flat, and I bought 10 of them. And I only gave one away to Misty, or did I give you two? No, I only
gave me one. Yes. Indeed, and thank you.
You must live near each other. You live near each other?
Yes, about 30 miles from each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
live in California. Yeah, I live in Northern California. It's not that close.
You're not that far either, though.
No, it's not as far as the people in the Midwest and all, people in, like, Candy and Elizabeth and all. They all live much farther away. But we sure feel like we're close, though. We've been talking to each other
girls,
so much.
That's why. We're the West Coast girls.
We are.
How far away from Sacramento do you live, Sunny?
It's about an hour and a half drive. I guess you'd say that, to the north. A lot of people that live here commute to Sacramento for work, and I can't imagine doing that. But it's
3 hours a day commuting.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people. But this is a very resourceful community too, and people, have their own businesses and stuff, and like to support our local economy. A lot of very creative people here.
That was something else I saw on the internet, that Lee Wanta, whatever his name is, and President Reagan had a deal, and that they're going to be putting an electric railway in the United States, and there will be all kinds of jobs for people while we do this. I don't know whether this is true or not, but wouldn't that be wonderful?
Electric railway that go all over the country.
It will connect. It will connect with all over the world, I believe.
I think I've heard something about that. I went to Portland, and they have one of the best transportation systems. You can get anywhere just about that you need to go quickly with their transportation system. And I believe, if my friend told me correct, that it is rated the literal best, transportation system in the country. I could easily go to Portland and live there without a car.
Wow.
What is the system based on? Is it buses?
It's these railways.
Wow.
I want to say it's not a BART. I can't remember exactly what they'd be called, just like trains. But they're amazing. They're amazing. It's quicker to get in and out of town taking those rather than dealing with traffic and driving. That's for sure. It's really great. I can't wait to go back to Portland. Portland was really amazing. It really was. Now I noticed we have a few callers, and I don't know if anybody's listening. Tara Kay couldn't make it, but unless she decided to call in and was feeling up for it, she may be one of the calls. If Tara's here, you can star 6 and say hello. And if not,
anybody else?
Anybody else. If anybody just wants to come on and say hello, I'm sorry we couldn't have Tara on tonight to talk about numbers, but I would offer a card reading if anybody's interested in
when you read Sunny's card,
yeah,
I was thinking of the card 22. She chose one of my numbers. She chose one of my numbers. But how about giving me 22?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Memories. This is water element cups, and it's the number 6. Memories. Oh, in the same element, water as well. Okay. The traditional card for this, oh, wonderful. This is so funny, Patty, because of what you were saying earlier. So the traditional card is 6 of Cups, and the key words are reunion, memories, and past lives. The description is, whales play in the peaceful ocean waters of a quiet bay. The initiate has shapeshifted into a large whale and is blowing water like the surrounding whales, singing in the joy of being alive. Taking the step to unite the whale energy is a serious one, for now the initiate must explore past lives, seeing all the strengths and weaknesses she or he portrayed and possibly brought into the present life. This is hitting it on the head.
Mm-hmm.
The initiate is becoming adept at the use of magical words needed to access information out of the past. Symbolic of long life, connection with family and friends, psychic and telepathic abilities, and the use of sound in magic. The whale freely shares its powerful energy with the initiate. After seeing the reality in past lives and learning from past mistakes, the initiate is now prepared to reconnect with past companions in positive relationships. The heron, gracefully gliding above, represents the generation and regeneration of life, symbolic of reincarnation. This symbolic meaning is repeated on the sandy shoreline, the sands of time, and the bones, past lives. Some bones are best left undisturbed. Leave them buried in the sands of time. The initiate has learned from past mistakes and no longer has a need to explore these past lives, but is content to enjoy the present moment. Amen for that.
Wow.
Wow.
Years ago, I had
That's
a blue
real
heron.
interesting. Yeah.
Years ago, I had a blue heron on my pond, and I called him Bluey. And I always,
really?
You know, they mate for life. And I always thought that maybe I was his mate. And then one year he didn't come, but another one came, a single one. And I could tell it was different because its head was a different color. But I've always seen blue herons. So
that was a message definitely directly for you.
And I am really tied to the birds, really very much. I have crows that come to see me. They remember that I feed them dog food.
Okay, let me read the prophecy on this. And I do want to talk about past life stuff for sure. Old memories, some of them painful, are surfacing. Don't dwell on the mistakes you made, but seek to find one good thing, then move on. Acquaintances out of your past may be re-entering your life soon. If their presence is undesirable, politely make the separation final. If pleasant, enjoy the reunion. Dreams and intuition may lead you to explore past lives, seeking answers to present dilemmas. Separate illusion from reality, or there will be no benefit in this exploration. You may discover that this past life-seeking will open new doors to old knowledge of psychic abilities.
Wow. Thank you.
Whoa. Interesting. Yes.
So I have totally been feeling like I've, of course, lately in the last year, it feels like I'm having a life review. I get to see every single time something happens to me that I perceive as happening to me as undesirable. I am faced with an opportunity to say, when have you seen this in your past? Or now you know how this felt, or now this, or now that. Like I get to see things from a different perspective. And I can literally say, oh, you know, now I'm experiencing this, and, you know, my mother experienced that, you know, way back when I did so-and-so or such and such, you know, and now I get to see exactly what that feels and felt like and have a deeper understanding of it. And it just seems like nothing but instances and circumstances and things that keep coming up. And I just, being able to look at it in an observer mode and not feel the feelings of it and the pain of whatever's going on or whatever has happened in the past.
Yeah.
You know,
I had
it's
one
like...
last night. I've been seeing how many times I've been almost killed in my lifetime in this last 65 years, and I'd forgotten about several of them. And one came up last night, and then I remembered the courtroom thing that went on, you know, and that one I'll talk to you about privately, Misty, but it's just, wow, you know? It's a miracle I'm still alive. You know, and all I ever wanted to do was help people, but they misunderstood me.
You're like a cat. You have 9 or more lives. That's
I have 2 cats and 3 dogs. I have one dog named Neozon that wants to attack Misty every time she comes over. He has all the dog toys in the house under my bed. And he gets under there when Misty's there, and he barks at her from under the bed. I said, don't mind him, he's in heaven. He's guarding me in his own sweet little way. He only weighs about 6 pounds.
Animals are so awesome. They just
they are.
Yeah. They understand a lot.
They are. It's like they're. I was just listening to something about animals. I almost never have a problem with a dog or an animal. If I do, I mean, not your animal. I love Neo.
You're so funny.
I don't think that'll ever change. I don't think he'll ever not do that.
He's better with you. Oh, yes. There's men that come to the door, and he doesn't. This one in particular that he does not like. And one time I opened the door, and Neo just grabbed him right, you know where. And I went, oh, my God, Neil. And I grabbed him off the guy. And I told Woody, I said, Woody, go home. Take a shower. Something. There's something about you that Neo does not like. And don't knock on my door when Bruce isn't here. It's like he doesn't want any men in the house when Daddy's gone. So...
Did he met this man before? Is he always
we've been taking care of Woody for 13 years, ever since we've lived in this trailer park. He's not quite all there, and nobody loves him but me and Bruce. So, and I'm hoping that maybe Misty can do a little caregiving and help me with him. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
But when you look in his eyes, he's preaching now. He's off his medication, and he's got the most beautiful blue eyes. I can see Jesus in his eyes. You know, it's just, you know, and I hug him, and you know, but he doesn't have a working shower, so it's kind of. But we see the love in those people. The lowest of all are the fullest of God there is, you know.
Say that again. Oh, I just thought of something you can share with us. The love song.
Oh.
Patty, okay. Patty, could you, actually I want to answer this. I have a friend, and I don't know if he's listening right now, and if he is listening, I want to let him know that he can just *6 if he'd like to say hello. And I invited him to play a song for us on this show. This man is amazing. I absolutely love his music and his energy and the songs that he chooses, and I really wanted to have him share some of his music, and I know that Elizabeth is trying to let happen the music piece of this diamond. And I realized that I have about at least 4 people who I would absolutely love to be able to share their music. So I'm going to be working on that and sharing that with her and everybody. And these are amazing, enlightened people, and just with such amazing talent. And I know that as creators, as co-creators as we are, I mean, the word is so powerful, and what comes out of our mouths is so powerful and important, and I get such inspiration when I see people. Actually, he's calling me now. I almost want to answer. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be right back. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Okay, the love song that she's talking about is a song I got from Master Shah, who is he's a Tao leader. I can't say much more about it, but I worked with him for the first year that I had cancer, and then I got scared because I don't know what I'm doing. But his songs really, really lift me. And
well, that's a testimony. Yeah, that's a testimony to the healing power of music. It's great to hear that.
So I'm just going to sing it while she's busy.
Oh, well, I'm back. Okay, I'm back, and I want to hear it from the beginning. Okay, this is wonderful. I just love this. Okay.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You love me. Yeah, you love me. else. We love everyone else. We love everyone else. We love everyone else. I'm done.
Oh, what do you think of that song, Sunny? Isn't that a great song? Oh, maybe we lost.
I had to mute out for a little while, but yes, that was wonderful, and it's wonderful that you sang it, Patty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I used to be a high soprano, so it's really.
Oh.
You know.
Well, I know some wonderful musicians as well, so that's good, you know. And then there's one that was on my show back in December. He lives California coast, Central Coast. He used to live on Maui, and he may be on again in a little while. We'll see. His name is Burl Fankhauser. And anyway, so yeah, we can bring all these wonderful musicians in when we can.
And you know that we all have our own soul song.
Oh yes, to be in touch with our own song, our own soul notes.
Mm-hmm. And they say that babies are singing it when they're born, and if you play their cries and stuff backwards, you can hear what they're saying. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I haven't gone around tape recording any babies lately. And my little boy that I babysit now is turning 4, and oh my, I made it through the terrible 2s. We're getting through the 3s. He's going to be 4 this month, and we're doing really good now. He loves Aunt Patty. He doesn't tell me he hates me anymore. He fires me when I'm babysitting him sometimes. He goes, "You're fired." I go, "Okay, I'm leaving now," and then I'll go outside, and pretty soon I'll hear him going, "Patty! Patty!"
So I have a friend of mine who's on, and her name is Julia, and I immediately thought of her. I was hoping that she would be here when we were talking about food and you know, a little bit ago. Now, my friend Julia, I'll let her explain what she does, but she is she's trying a new kind of diet, something that she's been doing for a while, but I think she's going full-fledged with it. And I have seen her eat a particular thing, and I wonder if it would be really good for a good high calorie source that's good for people. And I'm hoping that she'll talk about it. I believe that she does a culturing diet, and she was eating this thing that it just looked like a big thing of pudding, and it was like cultured wheat berry, I believe it was. But I'll let her explain it here. Julia, are you on? *6, honey, and say hello. Hello, hello. Well, maybe she'll be on in a moment. Now, Julia is very knowledgeable about a lot of things that she's been studying for years. And she talks about culturing your foods to get rid of this phytic acid that's around grains, nuts, and all kinds of things, because the phytic acid that's there to protect the grain or the seed or the nut can actually work like an anti-nutrient in your body. You eat it, like say some nuts, and then your body has to break that stuff down. Just 1 second. I can't hear you, sweetheart. She says she's answering, so I'm going to tell her hit *6, and then it should work. Maybe I'll unmute the room here a second. Okay. Oh, well, we were already all unmuted. So, Julia, okay, I've just unmuted the room again. Julia, can you hear me? Okay.
I will say a little bit about that. Maybe I took some chia seeds and some, what are they? Flax seeds, and I put them in water, and I let them sit for like, I don't know how long, 4 or 5 hours, and they swelled up, and then I ate them.
Uh-huh. Now, what was it again?
Chia seeds and flax seeds.
Yeah, I have a friend. So I believe that soaking, different things should be soaked for different amounts of time. I know. So that would be like that. I have a friend who does that. She gives her daughter chia seeds. You know, chia seeds are also in one of that product that we were talking about from Rain. They have it's an all vegan protein, and one of the sources of the protein is chia seed, and another is pea protein, and another is hemp seed, actually. And I've tried this protein. It tastes really good, and it doesn't have anything artificial in it. It doesn't have a very strong taste to it. It's got a little cocoa in it to sweeten it up. And I'm still trying to talk with Julia here are you there, Julia?
This is Pat. I was just asking, could you say where we can look up on the internet how to find some of these things, like the hemp and chia and that little Lumerian seed or whatever? Do you have a place to Google to find more information about those?
Oh, sure. Well, okay, so I can tell you, I have a company that I've been familiar with for the last couple of years. I love the company and the way that they do things. So that we were talking about like Soul and Rain and that kind of thing. And if you're interested in looking about that, you can go to www.myrainlife.com/Misfellin, which is just my little site there, and it's spelled M as in Mary, I'm not looking at it, MISTILYN. And you could look at the products. There are three different products on there right now, but you could just look at the information of what's in each of them, and it's truly amazing. Patty, do you have a box of core there with you? Do you have that green box where it would have the ingredients?
Wait, could you say it's www.myrain, RAIN, or what?
Yes, it's myrainlife.com. So it's MYRAINLIFE.com /Misfellin. And you can read about the company and stuff and the products. There's a few videos. That protein, that is really interesting stuff. All of it, they have wonderful ingredients. The core has chlorella, spirulina, dandelion root. I'm sorry I don't have my list of ingredients on there with me now, but it has some really, really neat stuff. So I definitely recommend looking at it. And all of their products, they do, it all comes from the seed. They use cold-pressed seed oils and keep all the nutrients and good things intact with it and with their process. And I could tell you, here's what it says about these things. So for core, which is a green drink, it is to cleanse and purify your biology, replacing toxins with necessary vitamins and minerals. Core is Rain's proprietary blend of the best greens and seeds with a synergistic effect, perfect to supplement your balanced diet. Core flushes out the bad and fills you up with the best. Definitely. Soul restores your natural biology with soul's powerful offense and defense against damaging free radicals. The high concentration of antioxidants and omega oils in this 2-ounce drink wash away oxidation, which leads to aging, inflammation, and a myriad of other health issues brought on by everyday life. Usage twice a day. Now, with the Soul, what's really neat about this is, like, people, you with the Soul, it's an anti-inflammatory, and you drink it, and it comes with the black cumin seed, black raspberry seed, and Chardonnay grape seed oils. And
okay, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hi, Julie. Yeah, I can hear you. Let me just finish up this one thing. You can use it for a facial, rub it into your skin. I know people who brush their teeth with it. You can drink it. It's really healthy, tastes good. I've used it on my feet for different various things. And it goes straight through the skin and then gets absorbed that way, in addition to drinking it and putting it through your body that way. The results from the Soul, because I've had experience with this for 2 years, I absolutely love it, and I've shared it with a lot of people that I know. And people report having much better energy and sleeping better at night. It'll take care of any any inflammation-based things that are going on with your body that you might not even know. Depression can be caused by inflammation. Most pain is caused by inflammation. I really haven't found pain that hasn't been caused by inflammation, except for maybe oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Fibromyalgia. I still think I've known there are reports that people who have fibromyalgia have experienced wonderful things with this as well. So, yeah. So I don't know. Are there any questions about that? Any other ones?
I'm familiar with all those ingredients, and they sound wonderful. I'll look it up. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Lemurian seed. Where would I find info about that?
Sonny, do you know about that? The Lemurian seed?
I wasn't talking about a seed when I was talking about that. That's a plug that you plug into the wall.
Plug.
Oh yeah, talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about. I wasn't remembering right.
Well, a lot of people have ordered them, and I've noticed that there's no dust in my house. My electric bill is going down. The yellow jackets aren't attracted to my house anymore. It's just, and I plugged it in to where my computer is, and then you set your cell phone on it, and you can make your cell phone healthy, and I can go and take it and put it on other people's cell phones. I don't know really how to describe it. It's called the plug. Missy, you know how to refer them to.
I don't, honey, because I only barely heard about it, and then
it's
you
on the
had
Hollow Earth Network.
Okay, so if I should be able to Google Hollow Earth Network and see.
Yes. And what I like about the Hollow Earth Network myself is it seems like most of these people that are in the Hollow Earth Network are older people, like you know, and they aren't scaring the living daylights out of me like some of the other websites are.
It's a good site.
Yeah.
Okay, so Julia, are you still there?
I'm here, yeah.
All right, great. I don't know if you heard what I was talking about, but I'd like to introduce my friend Julia. I've known her for several years, and she lives locally as well. So I was starting to talk about your culturing diet. Can you please explain what has caused you to look into this, and then what it exactly is?
Well, what got me into it was because, years ago I was trying to figure out diet and all that stuff, and I'd read so many things, and some books would be like, meat is so good for you, or some would be meat is not good for you, or grains are good for you and grains are not good for you, and so many conflicting things. And what I've come to realize is that
what really makes the difference is that how we prepare our foods, okay? Because there's a big difference between a wheat berry that's not been cultured and a wheat berry that has been cultured. So, and I would get really depressed reading about all these different diets and how in the heck am I going to know what to do and whatever, and then I read about food combining, and I realized that was true. I was able to really reduce the gas by trying to follow the food combining, because there are certain foods that just don't digest well together. But then that was depressing to me. So then I started realizing that learning about marinating and culturing, then you can put anything you want together, and it makes it much more digestible. So
can you explain the phytic acid and that kind of thing? Like, what are the benefits to culturing?
Okay, really good website to go to is there's Sally. Just Google Sally Fallon, and Cure Tooth Decay is another good one. Huh?
Can you spell that, please, Julia? To Google what?
Sally Fallon. Just Google SALLY FALLON.
Okay.
And also, she wrote a book called Nourishing Traditions.
Okay.
And
Nourishing Traditions.
Yeah. And basically, she bases her research on a guy, Weston A. Price. He was a dentist years ago, and he just wanted to figure out why it is his people were kept getting holes in their teeth. He's like, this isn't natural, So he went and studied what?
Cavities and such.
Yeah, cavities and all that. And so he went and studied all these different indigenous cultures and realized that the main thing that they had in common, they had gorgeous teeth. Even their elderlies had gorgeous teeth. Mm. And the thing they had in common was not only did they not have McDonald's and crap like that in their culture, but they had they cultured their high protein, high fat, high carbohydrate foods. Did a lot of culturing. So there's a website called the Weston A. Price Foundation.
Let's see. Can you spell that, honey?
Weston, WESTIN or ON or EN, I can't remember, but
okay. IN.
Here, I'll see if I can find the website and I'll send it to you. Weston A.
So I know that we've had this talk before. We were talking about healing our teeth, and that it turns out that isn't it wheat and grains and stuff like that, eating them in that way that can actually explain that, because you explained it to me so well, how the body kind of leaches and starts to try to draw things from the teeth and other places. Is that right?
Yes. The main thing is that the phytic acids are very, very toxic, and also but they have a purpose. The grains have what's called enzyme blockers, and that's for the purpose so that you can store grains for years and still eat them years later.
Uh-huh.
So those enzyme blockers need to be unlocked, and the soaking process is what begins that. And then as it cultures, it releases more and more of those enzymes, so you can digest the food. But also in the culturing process, it breaks down the proteins and carbohydrates and so this basically makes it readily available to just get right in your bloodstream practically.
Ooh. Hey, that might be some good information, Sunny.
What I would be really curious. What?
Yes,
Here I am. Yeah. I was muted because I was preparing some food. Yeah, I've looked into that. I haven't really gotten into the culturing of the grains, but I have been. Hello?
Sorry to interrupt you guys. I'm outside. I just want to say I'm here to support you, Misty. A great call. And, yeah, a gal at work. I'm a nurse, and she's taking Culturel. It's just powder you put in water, and we give it to the baby. But Culturel, is that good? Is that what you guys are talking about? Sorry to interrupt you, Sonny. I'm going to get out now.
I was sure that I was unmuted. I wasn't sure you could even hear me. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we were talking about actually culturing the food that we eat before we eat it. When you do that process, it makes the nutrients, and it breaks down certain things that actually are toxic to us, and then makes other nutrients more readily available to be absorbed by our bodies. Is that about right, Juliet?
Yeah,
okay.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Julia, you've started only eating cultured foods for like how long now? Just recently, right?
Off and on. Well, only eating cultured foods.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, no, I don't. The low carbohydrate foods, I don't culture them. So
okay, so like what would that be?
Well,
you
call grains and. Yeah, I understand about the phytic acid thing. I've been soaking things, but not culturing. Not culturing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
soaking is like the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So explain what the culturing process looks like, Julia. Like just, you know what? I was really interested because you said that you were culturing meat, and I was curious as to what that's like.
Well, it's a little bit more difficult too because you're if you're going to actually culture it, then you need to find a source that doesn't have the nitrates and the preservatives that the FDA makes them put in there. Mm-hmm. So I haven't really done very much with that because of that. But
can you
what happens? Huh?
Go ahead.
What happens is with your high protein foods, if you don't at least soak them, then they're very, very acid forming in your blood. And so the acids, if your blood's really acidic, then it will deplete your body of minerals, because what happens is your body goes through, I think it's called osteoblast, where if your blood is too acidic, then the body will take minerals from your bones to neutralize the acids, and so that's why you can eat. If you eat the pasteurized cheese and stuff like that, that actually depletes your body of nutrients.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you need to do your own culturing of your own cheese. Yeah, because they don't. It's only partially. Cheese is partially, but main thing with the regular cheese that you buy in the store is because of it's completely dead. But no, there's nothing,
There's no life.
Definitely, Yeah, it's less acid forming. The cheese is less acid forming than the milk itself without being cultured at all. But it's still, you're better off getting raw cheese or, you know.
Oh, really? I'm just trying to go away from cheese.
yeah, you know,
well,
whatever works for you.
It makes me wonder because as people are becoming more sensitive to food, and whether they realize it or not, they might think that, oh, they have IBS and go to the doctor and get something to help with that IBS, but it could be very likely it's something that you're eating. And as I started developing some food sensitivities, they're wonderful because it lets me know I'm eating something that maybe has a problem. And so I'd experienced that with nuts and wheat and grains and stuff like that. But it makes me wonder. I know that we don't need as much food as we think we need, but we still do need food. And as with people who have more and more sensitivities, it makes me wonder what is there, you know, that's really good to eat. I mean, culturing food, that takes forethought and preparation.
Yes, and that's what's been so hard. Yeah, it's really fun to do when you're doing it, but it's really difficult in this culture that we live in, you know, because if you're really busy. But you know, there's some things that aren't so hard. Like, you know, a lot of times I'll just take whatever vegetables and just put them in a gallon jar and add salt to it and water, and there you go. It's that simple. And I sent you on your message. I sent you the links to the two websites.
You did, and it is it's www.westonAprice.org. WestonAprice.org.
Calling it wrong years.
And then there's this other one, which is curetoothDecay.com. And I mean, you can literally, Julia, heal a weakening tooth or a cavity with your diet, don't you believe?
Yeah, there's another really good site I just thought about. I'll send it to you. It's Doug Simmons. He's a herbologist that actually, he has this packet of herbs that really assist with that. And I will find his site.
Okay.
His name is Doug Simmons. You can probably, but let's see here.
Okay. So Google Doug Simmons.
Are you sure it's Doug?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what?
So I was wondering, like, when you culture your food, I mean, you could culture these things and then can it for people, right? Or to do it ahead of time and save it. Does it work that way, or?
Well, the best way is to you definitely don't want to. What do you mean by canning? Are you talking about cooking it?
Cleaning.
No, I just mean there's a way you can make it and then to be able to package it or preserve it so that it wouldn't go bad.
Yeah, actually there is, and it takes a root cellar to do that, though.
A root cellar?
You can. So for me, I culture foods, but I don't culture them for long-term keep. For one reason, I live in a camp trailer, so no room for storing. I'll culture my foods for about 3 days, and then I'll eat on it for the week, kind of thing. So I'm not real experienced at doing that, but there's a great book called The Art of Fermenting, which is by Elliot. What is his name? I'll think of it in a minute. anyway, that's
the art
like
system.
my favorite book. If for anybody who really wants to get into culturing, if you want something simpler, then Klaus Kaufman has a much simpler book.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Julia. I hope that more people will look into it. And, the other thing is that you focus also on preparation of food and why it's important. And you mentioned the culturing, but what other aspects are important about in our preparation of our food that you would be?
The most important thing I would say is that before you go into the kitchen, say a prayer. Do whatever, get in ceremony, or, just really invoke the Holy Spirit, because only the Creator is going to know, what is specific for you that you should do. And just pay attention to vibrations and energies of the food. So that's the main thing that I'm trying to put back is when I do my that's the reason why I tell, at the celebrations we've done, I when I have a potluck, what I do is I tell people I call it the Healing Foods Potluck. And it's for the purpose of and I ask people to, be guided by the Holy Spirit and what they bring. It's for the purpose of trying to really encourage people to seek the guidance of the Holy Spirit and to, include the Creator, whoever you worship anyway, in your food preparation. I think that's why we're so messed up, is because we haven't done that, and it needs to be brought back.
Yeah, saying grace and praying.
Yeah, and blessing the food is a great thing, but because there are certain things that we don't have control over, like we don't have control over the chemtrails and all that that's landing on our food. So we definitely need to ask the Creator to bless it. But what's also very important is that we do everything we can to make it as healthy as we can and we know how in the first place. So, we're not asking him to bless junk food.
Bless the junk food. Is there anything in here that will nourish my body? Please allow it to do so. Thank you. Amen.
Yeah. I
try that. I ask that only the wonderful good things in this food go into my body and nourish it, and everything else just goes on out.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good to stop and say that prayer, and I've been preparing some food for myself just now and blending it, some vegetables, steamed vegetables, and this is what I have every day, almost every day, is steamed vegetables and sweet potato or regular potato and a little bit of tahini and garlic and spices and things like that. But I want to mention that I recently made something called beet kvass, and I was wondering if that was something that you make or are familiar with. It's a fermented beet water kind of thing, but you leave it. I had to leave mine for 2 weeks to get it to actually have enough fermentation in it. And it's supposed to be a very powerful probiotic and a healing drink.
And that was called beet kvass?
Yes, KVASS. Yeah,
I have heard of.
Yeah.
I have heard of that. I haven't actually made it myself yet. I'm still kind of new at all this stuff. Mostly I've been doing cultured cabbage and just cultured vegetables, and I want to get into doing kimchi. I just had some the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
Kimchi.
Yeah, it is so good.
Well, if you make any beet crevasse and you do make any kimchi, please share. Or maybe we can get together and do it together.
You live close enough to each other. I've never made kimchi, but I haven't even really made a batch of sauerkraut, but I did this, and it was fairly simple because all you need to do is cut up the raw beets into cubes and add some salt and add some kind of a starter of some kind, like sauerkraut juice, something like that, and then cover it well. Yeah, cover it well and let it sit, but check it every so often to see how strong it's getting, because sometimes it takes less time. This is the first time I've actually done it successfully, so this is new to me as well. But
wow, I looked it up on Google, and it says that beet kvass, candida, whole foods benefits, health benefits. There's all kinds of recipes for it. Wellness Mama has recipes for it. So, and it says a cleansing medicinal tonic. One of the ones I liked, it said,
it's got to be wonderful for the liver, Patty.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
I'm
curious. Ginger
when
beet kvass. Ooh, that sounds even better.
Yeah, you can add things like that, ginger and stuff. But yeah, this local nutritionist told me about it. I hadn't heard of it before. Somebody
this one
that I
says
consulted with.
beet kvass myth busting and recipe: holistic squid.
Yeah. Now I'm curious, when you did your beets, did you get them out of the grocery store or was it out of the ground?
Well, mine I got they're organic. I got them from our local co-op, so I knew they're organic.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's
and it still works.
Yes. Yes.
Do you do them raw or do you cook them first?
You don't cook them first. You just
okay.
They say you can wash them and scrub them a little bit, but not too much, and then you don't peel them. I guess some of the culture is in the peel or in the surface there. So then you just cut them in about 4 fairly medium-sized beets, and then you just cut them into not real small pieces, but cut them in maybe 4 pieces each, and then put them in a gallon container, and I believe it's like 2 gallons of water in that. I'll have to double check the recipe. I'm sure you can find it online, and some salt, like a tablespoon and half of salt, and sea salt, good salt, not just ordinary table salt, and then some kind of starter, like sauerkraut juice, something. Some of them recommend whey, but I didn't use that, or something of that nature.
Yeah, whey or salt, either one, or both, or else vinegar, whichever.
Yeah.
So one thing you have to remember about,
Go ahead.
Anything that's got vinegar in it's a natural diuretic, so you just have to remember that. Yeah, drink a lot of water with whatever you're eating.
Well, this does not have actual vinegar, but it has a slightly vinegary, slightly vinegary taste. Yeah. Right.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah, I've come to like it. At first I didn't know if I'd like it or if it would treat my body right or anything, but I've come to enjoy it. It's a slight tang, just a slight tang to it, and Anyway, I'm interested in more. Yeah. More.
Have you guys tried? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just said I'm interested. Yeah, in exploring the fermentation more. Yeah, go ahead.
You were wanting to know if we tried what?
Well, on what you were talking about, I've been interested in doing more of that, more fermentation. But what I understand about Weston A. Price, which I've looked into, he does encourage meat eating, organic meat eating, fat and things like that, which I'm a basically vegetarian, but I do agree with a lot of stuff that he teaches, except for too much meat eating. So I agree with all the fermentation and the natural as possible and unprocessed and all of that good stuff.
I'm interested in learning about keeper.
Have you guys heard of ginger bug?
I haven't.
Mm-mm.
It was from you.
Okay, it's really good, and it's a fermented drink, but it's not. It only has a tiny bit of alcohol when you ferment it, so it's kind of like kombucha, not enough to actually get drunk on, but it is there a little bit. But it's really easy to make. It's much easier to make than kombucha, though.
How do you make it? What are the ingredients?
It's real simple. I can share it with you. I'll get it to you. It's ginger and water and then whatever fruit you want to use. Mm-hmm. Now, my mom, she does the really easy. She buys this frozen fruit that's called that. I don't know which kind she gets. Anyway, it's a specific kind. But I use real fruit, and it's pretty easy to make. You just and you use sugar. Use quite a bit of sugar. But the thing is about sugar is by the time you ferment it, it breaks all the carbohydrates down, and so it's not so the drink itself is not a high carbohydrate, so it's very healthy for diabetics.
Oh, really?
And also, it won't raise your blood sugar because all the carbohydrates are broken. And that's the thing that makes sugar dangerous is if you just eat it, then it will also deplete your body of nutrients.
If you can buy organic sugar. I use organic sugar.
Yeah.
Different kinds of sugars. Is this a fermented drink you're talking about?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and what did you call it? What did you call it again? I didn't quite get the name of it.
Ginger bug.
Ginger bug. Bug?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to be able to look it up. Ginger bug.
Does it taste like a ginger ale? Kind of. Julia?
Kind of. Yeah, it's fizzy. Yeah, it's a fizzy. Kind of like that.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Julia, for sharing all of that. I think that you gave some very good information and things for us to definitely look into and pay attention to. I can't wait to watch you as you continue on and learn about the new things, different things you're doing and what you think of them.
Can she give the recipe? She gave the ingredients: ginger, water, and fruit.
Yeah, I'll look at it. You can Google it. Actually, there's tons of information on that.
That's ginger, Ginger, and then bud as in BUD.
BUG.
Bug.
Oh, bug as in spider.
Bug as in a bug. BUG.
Yeah, as in like spider.
I never heard of that before. It sounds awesome.
It does, doesn't it?
I love it.
I miss soda. I miss soda. Sometimes I haven't had soda or pop or any of that for a really long time, and I don't crave it. But every now and then I think, oh, I'd really like that, and that could be a great alternative.
Well, it's and if it's healthy. I mean, I don't know if y'all have ever had the product called Ginger Brew, BREW. It's non-alcoholic ginger, but I don't think it's fermented. But this sounds like this would be an even more healthy and home-brewed alternative to that. And just today, I almost cried in front of one of my patients because he's planning on walking out of the nursing home because he missed his beer so bad. And if I can see him again, I'm going to tell him about your recipe, because he is the kind of guy that will learn how to make it and will start hopefully drinking that instead of the beer.
Oh, that would be
Absolutely.
great.
That would be way better.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending you one. I'm sending Misty one. Maybe you can send it on. There's a really good site that I like. It's called Cultures for Health, and you can get on there and you can ask them questions, and it's kind of like a cultured people getting together or whatever. So
wonderful.
Just here a second.
Okay. Yeah, I think the more information that, the more things people look into, they'll realize, just various things that might help them, help their bodies. And yep, there it is. Mm-hmm. So are you still looking for one more thing, Julia?
Oh, you really want, I just sent you that one. I've got to send you one more too, though. It's called the stone soup. And there's this people, these indigenous cultures in, I think it's Mexico somewhere, where, have you guys heard of the stone soup?
Has anybody heard of stone soup before?
No.
Oh,
share it with us, Julia.
Okay. It is, you're going to go, oh my gosh, I can't believe people do this. But it's actually very good for you. I think it's one of the indigenous cultures back in Mexico or something like that. Basically, the stone soup is this, that, back in the olden days, the story is that 3 guys came into town and they were starving. And they couldn't find, anyway, so they went around to the people trying to, get some food, and nobody would give them anything. So they got this idea they got a bowl and they just started putting stones in it. And so one of the neighbors said, what are you doing, putting stones? I said, well, I'm putting stones in here for my stone soup. And the neighbor said, well, that's kind of sad. You're eating just stones. So I'm going to give you some of my carrots. And then pretty soon someone else came over and said, I'm going to give you some of my onions. And then somebody else came over and, pretty soon the whole town was contributing something. And then, so pretty soon they had, enough for everybody. So that's kind of what the stone soup is based on, is that story. And so, but they actually have an indigenous culture that is literally using stones to heat the soup with. And it's really cool. They have, they actually cook their soup in everything is totally natural. And they have a restaurant, actually. At the restaurant, they use gourds to cook their soup in. And back at the river, they have, oh, here it is. No. Back at the river, they, oh, here it is, right here. I think I have it. They have this big old rock. Okay, I found it, and I will send it to you. They have this big old huge rock that is, that they has dips in it, and they actually put the soup right directly in the rock, and then they heat what looks like some kind of stone, and then they put the stone down into the soup. It's like, oh my gosh.
And I imagine that would infuse some really good minerals and stuff into the food. Wouldn't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because every now and then, like, I don't know if anybody knows about bentonite clay, but...
Yeah, absolutely it does.
I started every now and then I'll drink bentonite clay mixed with distilled or purified water and maybe some juice or something, and that is supposed to suck. You can drink it, not very much now. Okay, if you've never done this before, I think and it's not recommended for the elderly, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not recommended for the elderly because if you use bentonite clay, it will suck out the toxins, some toxins in your body, and then it will replace them with minerals, which is great. But one of the side effects of it is it can cause constipation. So if you ever try bentonite clay, you want to make sure to drink a lot of water. And that's the only reason I can see that it's not recommended for the elderly, because they don't oftentimes drink enough water as it is, and they don't want to drink more than they're already drinking. Yeah. And you definitely don't want to cause, any constipation problems or anything there. So that's my understanding of it. But that's what I just thought of with the stone soup. I mean, they say that thousands of years ago, people used to carry around clay and dirt and things with them and add it to soups. And the animals will eat dirt. You'll see them out there eating dirt sometimes and digging and getting this and that, and they're literally getting those good minerals and stuff from the earth. So, well, gosh, Julia, thank you so much, and Sunny and everybody, and Elizabeth, and this has been great information, Julia. I hope that you'll join me again and us again anytime. I know you've listened to the show before. Awesome. And
awesome. It's fun.
And Patty, thank you so much, and Sunny, and now Patty and Julie are actually friends of mine, and I want to encourage people, because I know a lot of people are connecting with other like-minded people on the internet and on these calls, and it's long distance and stuff like that, but it is such, when you come into who you are and you're just living who you are, and you're not afraid of it, and you're not thinking that, oh my gosh, nobody understands and only I see these things. Other people see them too. And if you stand in who you are, you're going to attract those people to you. And pretty soon you'll find that if anybody's kind of struggling and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm the only enlightened one in my whole town, I need to tell you that you're not. You're absolutely not. No way. So don't be afraid to just be who you are and be comfortable in that, and you'll draw other people just like you, just like a magnet. And I'm so very blessed to have these two wonderful friends of mine. They have been such a big blessing for me, and I'm just honored to be able to call them my friends and my sisters. Wonderful, beautiful people, and everybody on here.
We're attracting each other even at a great distance. So that's what we've been doing on these calls in the Diamond Network.
Most definitely. Almost definitely. Well, does anybody have any other questions or anything they'd like to talk about? Maybe we could just kind of close out the show, but I would really like to ask Patty when we do that, if she'll lead us in her song. And I'll sing it with you, sweetheart.
Okay.
If not, does anybody have any questions or anything that they'd like to ask or comment on?
No, I sent you two more. I sent you two more sites. So.
Okay.
You know.
I will forward all of these
in case
on.
you want to pass them on.
And
okay.
Definitely, and I'm thinking hopefully they could be put in the links down below this recording when that gets put up on YouTube. So,
Awesome.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, everybody. And can we go ahead and sing our song, Patty? We'll close out the song with "I Love You" song.
Okay.
Sound good?
I had to unmute because my dogs were squealing. Okay, they're calm now. Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You love me. You love me. You love me. You love me. We love everyone else. We love everyone else. We love everyone else. We love everyone else.
Oh,
awesome.
Amen.
Awesome.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And
Thank you,
I do love all of you.
Sending out all that wonderful love energy across the miles. Great. Well, it's been a very informative sharing show. So,
yeah,
good that you are doing this.
Thank you, Misty.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you all so much.
Now I have to go.
Are you looking for healing or a change in your life to help you enjoy it more fully? You might benefit from a galactic energy reading and clearing from Chris Jacobs. Chris will work with you on a soul level to clear unseen negative influences, implants, programs, contracts, and energetic blocks. Chris Jacobs is a gifted energy healer. Contact him today at ChristopherStephenJacobs@gmail.com.